In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the indirect function in Google Sheets. I prepared a sheet right here and several other sheets. This overview sheet summarizes the total population of all these separate sheets right here. And don't worry, the numbers are of 2018. They are not correct, so the population is much higher right now, but let's not worry about the numbers. How most people would usually build this is they would just refer to the different tabs and go in there and click on the number total right here. And if I hit enter, I now have the population of Japan, of the top 3 cities. Then I would move on and would go to India and do the same, like everything, like really manually, just click into it and so on and so forth. And now we can also do it for China, but there is a faster way to do that, and this is by using the indirect function. But let's first have a look at the syntax right here. So it uses the equal sign and then it refers to the Japan tab or the Japan sheet, and then it takes the cell value of B5. Now, using the indirect function, you can build that, because the indirect function takes in a string and then converts it into a range. So let me show you how you can build that using the indirect function. So the first thing we would do is also the equal sign, and then refer here to the country name, because the tabs are also named like that. And then we can use the ampersand sign and use quotation marks. And now we use the quotation marks because we're gonna add in the cell reference as a string. And now we're gonna use the quotation marks, and as you've seen before here, it's always using B5. So in the quotation marks, we're gonna add B5, so these two are concatenated together. And I also need to use the exclamation mark, because always after a sheet or a tab name, we're gonna need the exclamation mark. So if everything together here, it will result in Japan, exclamation mark, quotation mark, B5, quotation mark, end, and this is just a string. Enter, and as you can see, we now enter Japan, exclamation mark, B5. But now this is just a string. We want to convert it into a cell reference. That's why we use the indirect function now, right here. And we put that into brackets, what is within here. And as you see, it takes cell references as strings. Now we can close the brackets and hit enter, and let's see what happens. So as you can see, we have exactly the same result as here, where we just clicked into the different tabs. Now we can just drag that down, and this is where the magic happens. Now we have the correct numbers for India and also China, and it is just always taking this country name, and then everything is concatenated together, this whole string, and then it's converted into a cell reference. And now we don't have to go into each tab and add this manually. I mean, if you have like 5 or 10, that's okay, but you could have like hundreds of these tabs, and if you would have to click into each of them, it would cost you so much time. But this is where the indirect function comes in. So I really hope this tutorial was helpful. This is how to use the indirect function in Google Sheets. If you want to get better at Google Sheets, subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye. Bye bye.